Right, it's Mega CD Day. The 16-bit butt of jokes. The MC of CDPP. It's actually one of my favourite systems. True fact. Just check Wikipedia. Listen, this is the usual reminder to do the like, sub, and the ding-dongy thing. You guys rock. Let's go. So, it's been about 30 years since Sega CD was first unleashed upon the world. Many of you are probably not that familiar with its games, perhaps also because people have told you it's a bit rubbish. It is a bit rubbish. I still love it. There are some great games, and that's what we're going to look at now. There were about 210 games on the system. No one knows for sure. Maybe it's 211. I don't know. But numbers are only one side of this story, and quantity rarely equals quality, especially where the Mega CD is concerned. Nevertheless, hold on to your proverbial hats, ladies and gentle hedgehogs. Can't believe I wrote that. We're going to Mega World.
It's Mega World.
Batman Returns. I'll put this at 10. Sega used it a lot to push the system. They're like, oh, look at these graphics, they're really cool, and they were. And that's what I'm going to talk about mainly, because it didn't have any of the licensed music. None of that amazing Batman Returns Danny Elfman score made it to the game. Platforming sections are awful. They're not great. Based on the Mega Drive version, I think. But it's the driving section that got all the attention, because it looked amazing for the time. It did sprite scaling that you hadn't really seen on a home system at that point, and it was a really exciting prospect that we might get some good sprite scaling games from Sega on the Mega Sega CD, but we didn't. What we got was Afterburner 3, which isn't really even Afterburner 3, it's like G-Lock or something. But Batman Returns showed what could have been. It had a lot of promise. It was like, oh yeah, look at this, and everyone thought, oh brilliant, Outrun's coming. It wasn't. That wasn't coming. Space Harrier then? No, not Space Harrier either. You got Afterburner 3. The Terminator is at 9. It's actually quite a good game, this. Played it a lot recently. The soundtrack is amazing. It's such a good soundtrack. It's like classic 80s sci-fi, kind of synth wavy, with a lot of guitar solos thrown in. It's really good soundtrack, and the game's pretty rad. It's worth checking out, definitely, for sure. Right, I put Earthworm Jim Special Edition at 8. This is a really awesome version of the game. It's got tons of extra animation, loads of extra little jokes and stuff, even right from the very beginning when the little Sega logo comes up and Earthworm Jim's there like flexing and doing all kinds of wacky stuff. Yeah, it's definitely the version to play on any 16-bit system. So yeah, have a look at that one if you like Earthworm Jim. If you don't, yeah, don't bother. Number 7, KO Flying Squadron. I don't know. It's KO. Someone will correct me. Let me know in the comments. Is it KO? Is it KO? Who cares really? Anyway, KO Flying Squadron is an awesome little, I hate to say it, cute 'em up out of Japan. It's just a wicked little shooter, really. I don't know why you're flying around destroying all the raccoons. I'm sure there's a story to it. But yeah, murdering raccoons and villages of raccoons. If that's your bag, you'll love this. So yeah, 6, Night Trap. Night Trap is, if you've not played it, you've certainly heard of it. It's playable to a degree. It depends how much time you want to put into it. It's a lot of memory. At the end of the day, it's a memory game. It's remembering where the vampire things are and going into the right place at exactly the right time, pressing the button at the right time and changing the key codes at the right time. It's a bit tedious. It's really campy. Fun for what it is. It's fun to have a go and just laugh at it, really. I've put it quite high on the list because it was a groundbreaking game, infamously because it helped to usher in the ESRB rating system, which everybody loves. So yeah, nice one, Night Trap. Good being controversial. Rebel Assault, put that at 5. Now that's subjectively not a good game either. This list isn't going too well. I really enjoyed it though. At the time when that came out, 1993-ish, I did do some research. 1993. That was pretty much as close as you could get from feeling like you're in the actual movie. It wasn't a platformer. I mean, Super Star Wars was objectively the better game, but Rebel Assault had video in it, sort of, from the movies, sort of. You could fly around in X-Wings and A-Wings and Y-Wings and shoot TIE fighters and do the trench run. Yeah, it's hard, but for the wrong reasons. It's hard because you can't see anything. The ground's kind of like a murky mess, and you don't know if you're going to hit a cliff or if you're going in the right direction. But it was one of my favourite games for a little while. It's not now, but it deserves to be there, I think, just because it was so experimental with the CD-ROM technology. Snatch is at 4. Someone's going to tell me it needs to be a 1 or 2, or at least in the top 3, but I'll put it at 4. Probably only put it at 4 because I haven't given it a lot of time. I appreciate it for what it is. I played about 2 hours of it, probably. But it's like a cross between a graphic novel and a point-and-click adventure by the masterful Hideo Kojima, whatever you may think of him these days. Yeah.
Marshall, break!
Sega Mega Drive. Got one? Now you can get Mega CD. Quick, take a trip. Whoa! It comes with 7 games and even plays your music 3D.
Final Fight CDs are free. Final Fight was a groundbreaking beat 'em up, probably the first great scrolling brawler. Hit the arcades in about 1989 and made it to various platforms in the intervening years before it came to the Sega CD. And once it hit the Mega Sega CD, it was the best version to have. The backgrounds are a bit murky, a bit rubbishy looking. I guess that's the limited colour palette of the Mega Drive. But it did help make the player characters and the NPCs pop. So there is that. Road Adventures at 2. Probably the highest full motion video game will ever be rated on any list ever, unless it's a list of full motion video games. Road Adventures, a wicked game. It's the best FMV game in my opinion, certainly of the era. Superbly playable, amazing soundtrack, just like wailing on 80s arcade. I mean, it came out originally in the arcade. It was first created by Data East. The version on Mega CD is by Wolf Team. They did a bunch of Mega CD FMV-ish style games like Time Gallon stuff, but Road Avenger, it's just fun. You've only got 4 controls. You've only got left and right and brake and turbo. It's timed perfectly. It's quite forgiving. So yeah, fire it up. There's some awesome like 80s rock music, heavy rock, hard rock, whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean. Have a look. It's good. And the number 1, of course, is the famous, amazing Sega Sonic CD. Sega Sonic CD. Why do I keep calling it Sega Sonic CD? It's because I'm calling everything Sega Mega. Yeah, so Sonic CD. Most people have probably played it by now. It's like Sonic 1 a bit, but jazzed up to the max, but not in the same way as Sonic 2. This one was... Sonic CD was developed in Japan by Sonic Team in Japan, whereas Sonic 2 was developed by STI, not that STI, this STI, in the USA. And Sonic CD came out in 1993, September-ish, I think. So almost a year after Sonic 2 hit the streets, Sonic CD was with us. Now what Sonic CD offered was levels with 4 time zones, apparently influenced by Back to the Future. Traveling through time. So Sonic, you start off in the present and then you have to travel into the past to destroy Dr. Robotnik's machines and Metal Sonic and stuff, and then you travel back to the present, which is a nicer present. Wait, hang on. And you travel back to the present and then you travel to the future, and it's a good future. But if you don't go back in time and destroy Robotnik things and you travel to the future from the present without changing the past, it's the bad past. You don't want that. You don't want that future. So you have to go back, destroy the things, go back in future, 2 more jumps, and then you win the game, sort of. Yeah, it's wicked. There's loads of cool stuff in it. The level design's really good. It's more about exploration than anything else. I put a lot of time into it as a kid. Spent a long time telling people it was the best version of Sonic. I don't think that anymore, but it is still really good. So that's the top 10. Maybe there's some of you watching this getting all angry, like veins popping out your neck, about to rip into the comments with a barrage of abuse about how I overlooked some amazing title or something. Well, Mum, I'm not putting Echo the Dolphin on this list, so let that be the end of it. If anyone feels triggered by that previous statement, here's my honourable mentions, so maybe I'll redeem myself. Dark Wizard, it's an RPG thingy. Apparently it's really good. I've not played it though, so I'm putting it here because everyone says it's really good. Potful Mail, I had a go at this. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. It's kind of Zelda 2-esque, where a lot of side-scrolling, platformy stuff, but it's very colourful. It's got loads of cool like anime sequences and stuff. So yeah, maybe check that out if you're into that thing. The Luna games, yeah, they're massively popular, aren't they? Luna, Silver Star and Eternal Blue are the ones on the Sega CD. So if you like RPGs and Luna, yeah, Sega CD, good stuff. I'm going to put all digital pictures games as an honourable mention because they were really experimental. I think they deserve some respect. They brought a lot of the FMV titles to the Mega CD, good and bad. Night Trap was pretty awesome. Others, like I say, were more experimental. The Make My Video series is pretty much universally panned, but I like it. I think it's really interesting what they tried to do with that. There was some really weird stuff like Kids on Site, where you control diggers and steamrollers and things, and the actors do funny responses to what you're doing. And it's interesting. It's interesting just to see what people were trying with it. So yeah, digital pictures games, well done. Well done. I mean, if nothing else, the Sega CD games are an interesting look, but those early years are a bit like a Wild West of crazy stuff. And the Mega CD was home to a lot of it. So yeah, a lot of crazy games, some really good ones. One's worth checking out for sure. I mean, the potential of the Mega Sega CD was never really truly realised. You could say maybe if sales were stronger, if the launch price wasn't so high. At the end of the day, it was a system that was just bogged down with a truckload of lackluster ports and adorned with a dearth of experimental and often borderline unplayable FMV titles. But it's worth sifting through to find the gems. Right, I'm done.